Hello everyone and welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. There is a big transfer to talk about, and we are talking about Jhon Duram. The football club Arsenal is in the transfers, and we definitely know that there are just a few days until the transfer season is shut down, and Arsenal is looking forward to making sure that it can sign at least one football player. And guess who is in the market? Who is looming in the market? There are three football players that Arsenal has been linked to, and there is a big possibility of Arsenal signing at least one of them, or two, and it might be three. Who knows? But for a fact, one of them is going to be good. But it can be two, it can be three. And at this moment in time, we know that with the injuries that are piling, Arsenal needs to make sure that he can get a very good striker. And out of these three football players that I'm going to be talking about, you need to pay attention. You need to make sure that you do not miss out any, because I'm going to be dropping big news right about here in this very video, and I'm going to talk about three wonderful football players: Jhon Duram, Sesko, and Nypan. These are big names, and really there's a lot of competition, there is a lot going on, and what you need to do is simple: subscribe, ring the notification bell. You do not miss out on anything that I've got to bring to you. And right about now, we will be getting straight into everything that you need to know about these wonderful football players, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? Today's transfer news is absolutely massive, and we are definitely starting with Aston Villa's rising superstar Jhon Duram. We know that Arsenal is reportedly keeping tabs on the Colombian international football player amidst fierce, massive competition from the Premier League and also international clubs. But that's not all. We've got to talk about Sesko, who is reportedly pushing for a move to Arsenal. And also, we know that the Gunners are closing in on a deal to sign Nypan, the Norwegian wonder kid who's also been making rounds. So stick around until the end, as I'm telling you, because we will break down what these moves mean to the football club Arsenal and also the title challenge this very season. And let's really get straight into the latest, ladies and gentlemen. First up, let's talk about Jhon Duram. We know that at the age of 21, we know that Jhon Duram, the Colombian international football player, has been making waves in the Premier League, scoring 12 goals in 27 appearances for the football club Aston Villa. In this season alone, really, he's made a lot. And we know that for his physicality, pace, and also clinical finishing, these attributes have made him one of the most sought after forward in Europe and abroad. He is one to talk about, and really he's making grounds. And we know that according to a trusted source, which is The Sun, West Ham has made it quite clear and is made multiple bids. He's got multiple bids for Jhon Duram, including a staggering 57.5 million pounds, and that is a big offer, but Aston Villa rejected it with immediate effect. So the club reportedly values the football player at 100 million pounds, signaling how important he is to their plans. You can definitely see how big the football player is, and that is massive news. But actually, here's the twist: Arsenal is said to be monitoring Jhon Duram's situation as they search for reinforcement to cover injuries and major injuries like Gabriel Jesus and Bukayo Saka. And we know that adding to the drama, Cristiano Ronaldo's club Al Nassr is also in the race, with Aston Villa reportedly slapping an 85 million price tag on Jhon Duram for their interest. So you definitely can see that, ranging from 85 million pounds to 100 million pounds. That is the fee that he is being valued at. And we know the Gunners here, the question should be, should Arsenal break the bank for Jhon Duram, or should Arsenal focus on other targets? We will definitely come back to this latest move on here to another striker, another football player that Arsenal is chasing. And guess what we're talking about? We are talking about none other than Sesko. So, are you still here? Are you still with me, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get the party started. Let's get the party rolling, ladies and gentlemen. So, now, we know that a lot has been happening. We know that a lot is definitely happening right about here. And I must say, Benjamin Sesko isn't just a name. It's not just a name on Arsenal's list. He's reportedly keen on a move to join the Emirates. And let's break down why this could be the game changer for the football club Arsenal. We know that Benjamin Sesko, the 21-year-old football player, the 21 Slovenian international, who's been lighting it up in the Bundesliga with RB Leipzig, is one to watch. And Benjamin Sesko has scored 8 goals in the league and also added 4 more in the Champions League, providing and also proving that he's ready for the next step. And according to TalkSport, which is a reliable source, Benjamin Sesko indicated that Arsenal is his preference destination, choosing Arsenal over Chelsea and Manchester United. That is quite good for Arsenal. So this is a testament to the pool of Mikel Arteta's project. So football players see Arsenal as the ideal club for development and also success. However, there is a catch. RB Leipzig does not want to sell in the January transfer window. They are pushing for a summer transfer deal, but Arsenal is trying everything it can to make sure that this deal happens in the January transfer window. I would like you to imagine Benjamin Sesko leading Arsenal's attack alongside Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, and also Martin Odegaard. His versatility and also his athleticism make him a dream signing for Arsenal. But patience will definitely be very key. So while we definitely wait to see what exactly goes on with Benjamin Sesko, Arsenal is trying his level best with just a few days left to make sure that he can move to the football club Arsenal before the January transfer window ends. And we know that Arsenal is moving quite fast to secure another game, one of the best at this moment in time. Ladies and gentlemen, as I told you, you blink, you miss. We definitely are here to give you the latest, and I'm going to be dropping yet another one, and we are talking about Nypan, one of those football players that has been making rounds and big transfer news surround the young gentleman. And let's talk about Nypan. We know that Nypan, the 18-year-old Norwegian striker, the Norwegian midfield actually, the wonder kid, has been compared to Martin Odegaard. And according to The Guardian, which is a reliable source, we know that his football club Rosenborg is one that has set his price at around £10 million, and we know that things are going on quite well with Arsenal. And Nypan has already made his name has made a name for himself in the Norwegian league, scoring 8 wonderful goals and also providing 7 assists last season. So we know that he's been named as the youngest football player of this season, and also he's been named twice as one of the best this very season, a very good midfielder in Europe, and he's definitely, we know that very many clubs, including Tottenham Hotspur, Girona, Manchester City, are all interested in him. But now this is where it becomes interesting. If somebody got out before this, then he's definitely missing. Now this is where the interesting bit is. Arsenal is in the final stages of signing the gentleman. Arsenal is trying his level best to make sure that they can sign the gentleman. This young lad, Arsenal is trying its level best, is in the final stages to make this a deal that is done, sealed, and completed. And anytime, any minute, any second, we could be seeing this deal really happening. Arsenal is moving very quick to secure his signature, and we know that Nypan's creativity, vision, and also his composure on the ball could make him a valuable addition to Arsenal's midfield and also the midfield depth. And pairing him with Martin Odegaard would create a dynamic Norwegian duo at the heart of the Emirates. So, ladies and gentlemen, we know that all these football players who have been linked to Arsenal are very big. These are massive names. These are big names, and Arsenal is trying its level best to make sure that they can get these football players. And where is even still getting more interesting, because look at it, we are almost at the end of the transfer season with just a few days that are left. This is the time for Arsenal to act. And if there is a time for Arsenal to sign a football player, it's now. And if you miss out, you'll definitely miss out. If I put out a video and you miss out, you've definitely missed out, because I'm gonna be putting out anything that comes up at this moment in time, because we're gonna be having breaking news any minute from now. So actually, before we even get to there, what does this mean? What do these signings mean to the football club Arsenal? And these links, we know that Jhon Duram offers immediate attacking boost, but his price tag is quite high. It's a big price tag, to be fair. But we've seen Arsenal go on and get football players like Declan Rice at £100 million. So it is very possible Arsenal was not in the worst of positions to get the football player Declan Rice at £100 million. But Arsenal definitely needs a striker like Jhon Duram at this moment in time. Desperately needs. So spending £100 million should be okay for the football club Arsenal. And I would say it's perfectly alright. So we know that Benjamin Sesko, he represents a long-term investment in the striker position, but patience will definitely be key. If Arsenal cannot get Benjamin Sesko in this January transfer window, then the summer transfer window will be here. But Arsenal is trying its level best to make sure that they can sign Benjamin Sesko in this January transfer window. So by the end of the January transfer window, we could be seeing him playing for the football club Arsenal, and that would definitely be a big thing. It would be great and it would be massive. Then also, let's talk about Nypan. We know that Nypan provides depth and also the future of the future potential in the midfield, fitting potentially with Arsenal's philosophy of developing young talent. And we know that the key for Arsenal will be balancing the short-term needs with long-term goals. And if Arsenal can go on and secure even two of these football players, it could be the massive boost for the football club Arsenal squad and also the title challenges. At this moment in time, we know that Arsenal cannot manage to gamble. It is no time to gamble. Arsenal needs to make sure that it gets the right football players, spend money, but on the right football players. So Arsenal is trying its level best, trying to compare a few football players, whom can I get, but what is known for sure is that at this moment in time, this is a very critical moment. And I repeat, this is a very critical moment. Just a few days left and Arsenal is going to be signing a player. So you might want not to miss out on any video and make sure you watch it to the fullest, because you could miss out something. And at this time, we know that with Jhon Duram being linked, him preferring Arsenal, and also Jhon Duram being linked and preferring to go to Arsenal, and also knowing that Benjamin Sesko also wants Arsenal, and also knowing that Nypan wants Arsenal might not be in the position of taking all of these football players, but we know for a fact that Arsenal is going to do a big transfer move before the end of the transfers, and it could be right about now, ladies and gentlemen. So you do not need to miss out on these big moves, and we know that with what's been going on, if you've watched the recent games, you can definitely tell that Arsenal is lacking that clinical finishing. Even when Arsenal wins a game, you can tell that Arsenal has lost very many chances because of lack of a clinical finisher, and that is what Arsenal is trying to address in this January transfer window. If there is anything to do, if there is any football player to get, Arsenal should get a striker. 100%. That's what I think. Arsenal needs a striker, because when you see previous games, Arsenal would have scored maybe 5 goals or even more, of 3 or 5 goals, but missed opportunities. We've seen Kai Havertz missing massive opportunities, but you cannot blame Kai Havertz. He's not that clinical striker. Arsenal needs to get into the market and get that clinical striker, and that clinical striker could be got any minute, any second from now, ladies and gentlemen, because I can tell you for a fact, Mikel Arteta knows exactly what is going on, and he's trying to address this big, massive issue. And if you think that he is not trying to do it, then you're definitely wrong, because he's even gone into the news. It's been in the news, it's been everywhere, him saying that it is something that is urgent for Arsenal to address the issues in the striking section. So these football players are the ones that have been linked, and there is a big chance. Another football player that was linked was Dusan Vlahovic, and we know that Juventus has come out and said that Dusan Vlahovic is available in the transfer market, and Arsenal's tried to make sure that they can get into talks with Dusan Vlahovic. But I can confirm to you for a fact that these discussions have not gone anywhere, but there is a chance that they could. But at this moment in time, Dusan Vlahovic, it could be called off for now. But you never know. It's the transfers. Anything can happen. And if that happens, then I'll be the first person to come up and tell you that Dusan Vlahovic has signed for the football club Arsenal. Or Jhon Duram has signed. Or Nypan. I think my conscience tells me that Nypan is going to be the first person to put pen to paper when we talk about transfers for the general transfer window. Because Arsenal is in advanced stages of signing the player. Arsenal wants the player and it's going to be signing the player. And let's just give it time. Stick around and everything will be alright. And I must say, in conclusion, we know that the Gunners, what do you think? What do you really think about these football players? And should Arsenal really prioritize one of them over the other? Let us know. Should Arsenal go all in for Jhon Duram, who will solve the immediate problem? Or should Arsenal focus on Benjamin Sesko, Nypan, or Nypan for long-term solutions? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I want to hear you. I want to hear all from you, and thank you for being part of this. And I must say goodbye and goodbye for now. Make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything that I bring out to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you and goodbye for now.